Meanwhile, demonstrations continued on Wednesday in Peru's capital, Lima, which is now the center of the ongoing social unrest in the country.
Many from the remote Andean regions have descended on the capital to demand the resignation of President Dina Baluarte, immediate elections, and the dissolution of Congress. Speaking during the Permanent Council of the Organization of American States, President Baluarte said that she would not surrender to authoritarian groups. Baluarte also met with diplomats and representatives of international organizations in the presidential palace. The protests began after Baluarte, vice president under Pedro Castillo, was sworn in as the new president on December the 7th. Castillo was then impeached on December the 7th as well, after a failed attempt to dissolve Congress to prevent a vote to remove him from office. At least a dozen people were injured after a bomb exploded near a market in eastern Congo on Wednesday.
According to local official Tarkise Katembo, an unknown person detonated a bomb from inside his bag in the North Kivu town of Beni, while according to one witness, the explosion took place at a cassava mill next to a local market. He added that the victims were taken to the hospital and an investigation is underway. No one has claimed responsibility for the bomb, but according to the United Nations, attacks by the Allied Democratic Forces believed to be linked with the Islamic State group have been increasing in North Kivu. Violence has wrecked eastern Congo for decades as more than 120 armed groups and militias fight for land and power.
Supporters of South Africa's main opposition party, the Democratic Alliance, on Wednesday marched to the headquarters of the country's ruling African National Congress Party in protest against the country's ongoing electricity crisis.
Thousands of supporters marched through the streets of Johannesburg to voice their grievances over the ongoing power cuts. South Africans have been experiencing nationwide power cuts for hours daily as the country's state-owned power utility, Eskom, has struggled to provide uninterrupted power supply for households and businesses. The ongoing power cuts are having a negative effect on the economy and people's lives, with many small businesses forced to operate for less hours. Motorists have had to deal with massive traffic jams due to traffic lights not working, and also communities have complained about rising levels of crime during the power cuts. The country's electricity crisis has been attributed to the breakdown of generating units at many of its coal-fired power stations, maintenance backlogs, and years of corruption, also mismanagement at the power utility.